Oh, good morning. Good morning. Well, get me some glasses on I can see with. Makes you feel like Fred Sanford when you can't see. Uh, watching news and I picked it up on Facebook yesterday. Nancy Pelosi says she's going to go ahead and bring it to an inquiry on impeachment or something or other. And of course, we're hearing this stuff all the time. But we've heard it over and over. The thing about it is, if you keep talking about it, then people say, well, it's running the ground, it's running the ground, it's running the ground. Even people that know what was done during the Obama administration was illegal. I mean, it's coming out in the open now where Biden basically blackmailed the Ukraine. He blackmailed them. Hey, you quit investigating my son or you'll not get your help from us. Obama, he winked at all this stuff. Why? Because Obama was corrupt. He was corrupt. Obama's a Marxist. Hillary Clinton's a Marxist. If we can destroy the morals of one generation of Americans, we can take the nation. If we can pee into their brains enough, we'll own them. He didn't care. He didn't care that Hillary's crooked. He didn't care that Biden's crooked. He didn't care that Clinton's crooked. He didn't care that Holder's crooked. He didn't care that Comey's crooked, and McCabe and Strzok and Page and who knows whoever else back through there. He didn't care because it worked right in his Marxist avenue. It worked right along with what he was doing. It worked right along with what Hillary was doing. They were setting up a socialist system. The whole world was being pushed toward a socialist realm, a socialist power. The whole world was being herded into a socialist corral. The whole world was. The whole world was. They didn't care. They know the economies of nations are on the brink of total disaster. They didn't care because socialism, well, it starves people, peons. It starves them to death. They're saying the world is overpopulated. It's coming from the lips of different people, from scientists and other people too. The world's overpopulated. We need to get rid of some lives. We need to get rid of some lives. There's too many mouths being fed. We need to decrease the numbers. Jeez. People, their disaster has stamped all over their face. Why do you support them? Disaster is stamped all over their face. These people are not moral. They're not godly. They're not just. They're not honorable. They're not decent. They're not respectful. They're not cool. They're not kosher. Obama, he pick up a pool stick and drink a beer and people lick his butt. Oh, he's real cool, man. You see how cool he is? He's drunk. He played pool. He cool. He cool. He lick his butt. Oh, he come up and played basketball with us, man. That was all right. I really like that. He's a basketball player. He played with us nobody. Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be able to associate with people. It's a good thing. But people that don't lick their butts because of that, because they were corrupt. Listen, some of you may not know it, but I'd seen on news where there was people. This elderly black guy was talking about it. He lived in one of Obama's slums in Chicago. He said that fella sitting in his own living room. He said there's rat's nest or mice nest in that radiator right there in that heater, and you can't get him to fix it. You can't get him to fix it. People were paying the bill for this stuff, man. I tell you. They know for a fact all this junk went on back during the Obama administration. They got the evidence. They got the facts. They know Obama talked, or he used the illegal server that Hillary went and destroyed. They went in and tried to destroy all it, cover all it. What were they hiding? We know now there's a lot of garbage went on in the background. What were they hiding? They did not want people, certain people, to find out what they were doing. We were being herded. We were being herded toward a socialist system, a worldwide government, and corrupt people were in charge of it. Corruption was in power. Babyface Nelson or Al Capone or somebody was in power. We were being herded toward it. Jeez, man. Why do you lick their butts? Listen, there's politicians up there in Washington, D.C. right now that are corrupt. They're liars, they're cheats, they're schemers. They're playing games right now with America, the American people's health, their wealth, and their security. They're playing games with it. They're playing games with the health, wealth, and security of America. The Democratic Party has done nothing but try to manipulate and stall. They don't want us pushed back into a godly moral system. They don't want Lady Justice to stand proud in the Bay. They don't want the courtrooms to rule against their lying and cheating and stealing and scheming and murdering. They don't want justice served. Listen, people. Perverts hate justice. Perversions hate justice. Justice is an outcome where the guilty get their face slapped and the innocent and the helpless and the upright are set free and at liberty to be where they're supposed to be. To be able to have the liberty to walk down the sidewalk in peace. Perversions don't want that. Perversions want to be able to jump up on the sidewalk and grab your purse and run off. Perversions want to be able to put a tax hike on you and take another $37 from you a month so they can get a raise. Perversions want to do all kinds of garbage and get by with it. They don't want justice. The Democratic Party no longer seeks justice. The Democratic Party, listen, when Bill Clinton was in office, he took the lead. He showed the nation and the world you could lie to America, you could lie to its people, you could lie to its government, you could lie to its medias, you could piss all over them and get by with it. That's what Bill Clinton showed them. And the Democratic Party has been following that ever since. They've followed that lead ever since. And now it's not just lies, baby. Now it's not just lies. They're little, slowly but surely, little by little, they're figuring out a way that they can fool with your checkbook. They can fool with your bank account. They can fool with your credit card. They can fool with everything. They can fool with your health. They can fool with everything around you. The Al Capones of the Democratic Party, they're active, they're real, they're working. The stuff that's going on now is pitiful. It's literally pitiful. What these people are doing. But you know what's really sad? What's really, really pitifully sad is the fact that you got millions of people on the street, like this little dude right here, that's saying Summer, a snowman is get the run down the hot sunny beach. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Gonna get a nice golden tan. A summer. They've got people believing there's a utopia setting up. There ain't no utopia. It's like Margaret Thatcher said. The problem with socialists is they soon run out of other people's money. You hear me? Margaret Thatcher used to be a big official in England when she was alive. She said, the problem with socialists is they soon run out of other people's money. Now, what happens when the funds are gone? Yeah. What happens when the money's gone? What happens? The Democratic Party? Listen. Look what they've done around this new so-called evidence involving the president of Ukraine. This new stuff has come out. Donald Trump talking to the Ukrainian president, and now we think there's something sneaky going on. They have nothing. Oh, a whistleblower says they went and they were told. But Brett Kavanaugh, they can't come up with witnesses. They can't come up with the evidence. These other stories around Trump, they can't come up with witnesses. They can't come up with evidence. Trump's not killing them off like Hillary does. And Bill, he's not killing off witnesses. But they did. Who knows how many witnesses are behind the Clinton regime now? Who knows how many's back in there that's laying in a grave today? I mean, the last count I had, it was in the 40s. When it was, I don't know how many's back there now. Trump don't shoot them or have them shot or whatever. Who knows how many's back there? The only reason you need to get rid of witnesses, to kill them or bump them off or polish them off or whatever, is if they can actually finger you. Trump doesn't have to have someone gotten rid of. They don't have the evidence. They don't have the proofs. Hillary does. Hillary's got the proof. The people that were polished off around her and Bill, they had the proof. They got rid of them. They got rid of them, man. The things that are going on now are pitiful, people. This is unreal. You look at this stuff and you wonder, what in the world? How are there people walking around getting by with this stuff? You want me to tell you why they're getting by with it? The reason the Democratic Party is getting by with it? Because they got your tongue up their butt. They got your tongue up their butt. They've got backing. They've got backing. What does Isaiah 32 verse 8 say? Says the liberal has liberal things going on, and he's giving excuses to the liberal things, the things that shouldn't be happening. They give excuses to the people beneath them, and then the people beneath them keep them lifted up. They keep that face or that voice that excuses their filth. They keep them lifted up. You know why they're the Democrat Party, these liberals? Is because you're as vile as they are. Some of you are just as vile and as corrupt as they are. But see, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother them anymore. The conscience is gone. The conscience is gone. It no longer bothers you that the garbage that lives within you is atrocious. That atrocious thinking, that thought that lets you know, oh, I should not be doing this, is dead. It's dead. I shouldn't be doing this, but it's dead. It no longer speaks to you. It no longer speaks to you. Your mind and your heart, your attitude, your thinking, it follows it now. You know, Hitler got his little peons under him. He got them following the same thinking, the same ideas. The Jew is abnormal. They're subnormal. They're no longer human. They need to be gotten rid of. Anybody that gets in the way of our agenda of being the superior race and getting rid of the Jew and all this stuff, they need to die with the Jew. And Hitler done the same thing. He done the same thing with his peons in Germany that these liberals and socialists, Democrats and others, entertainers that were doing to you. Hitler done the same thing to those that followed him. The same thing that Barack and Hillary and Comey and Hollywood and others are doing to you. The same friggin' thing. Peeing into your minds. Peeing into your minds, corrupting your thinking, corrupting your heart, destroying the conscience. So you will follow. Karl Marx said if we can destroy the morals of one generation of Americans, we can take the nation. Or country, whatever. But he said if we can pee on them enough, if we can pee into their ear enough, we'll eventually own them. That's what's going on. That's the only reason, people. That's the only reason Washington, D.C. is acting the way it's doing right now. Because they're getting by with it. They got your support. They got your support because you're an idiot that fell for the ungodly, immoral trash that they committed or are committing. They got your support. They got you backing them. That vile, corrupt garbage in your head is backing them. That's the only reason, the only way they stay alive now. They have nothing on Trump, people. This has been going on for 3 friggin' years. Over 3 years. They tried to blackmail. They tried to frame Donald J. Trump over 3 years ago. They were working on framing him. Have you forgotten it's wrong to try to frame somebody? It's wrong to create evidence against somebody that is not factual, that is not true. It's wrong to do that. It's called framing. It's against the law. That's what keeps the innocent, the honest walking the streets and the pervert put behind bars. It's wrong to frame somebody. Have you forgotten that? Why do you support these Democrats? That's what they've done. I told this, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. Then about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I finally heard somebody else or seen somebody else had posted it or something. I didn't know who done it. Now, they said they're framing Trump. I said it 3 or 4 years ago. Have I been the only one, or was I the first one that that spoke of this? No, I don't know. I'd say not. There's a lot of people out there in the U.S. and around the world that known this garbage is going on. I probably wasn't the first one. I don't remember hearing anybody else say it. Other than this one that I seen here maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Trying to frame him. It's trash, people. Then you have Nancy Pelosi. Oh, we're going to go ahead and proceed with impeachment inquiry. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, the Democratic Party, Hollywood. These people got more poop in them than the New York City sewage system. It ain't nothing but a friggin' screwy, smelly, poop-filled mess. They're playing games with the health, the wealth, and the safety of the American people. They're playing games with it. And Don, if you ever get an eye on this, please go to California and straighten that mess up. Go over if you have to personally and slap the jaws of that friggin' pervert governor. It's pitiful, people. It's literally pitiful. The garbage that these socialist, democratic, socialist ran cities is doing. Now listen, people, when you get testimony of people that have walked down the sidewalks of these cities and they tell you they can smell the piss and the poop, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. What the friggin' hell does it take to open your eyes? Someone had to step up on your porch and hit you across the nose with a board to get you to realize something's wrong? It's pitiful. This is pitiful. You know, as long as those Democrats, they have no witness, they have no evidence, they have nothing with this new accusation against Trump and the Ukrainian president. They have nothing at all. But you know something? They have no witness, no actual testimony, eyewitness to this. But all they got to do is say investigation. We need to look into this. It needs to be investigated. We need to know that one little word. That one little word gives them the right to stall everything. How many times have they used that word in the last 3 years since Trump has been in office? How many times? How many different cases? How many different scenarios? Time after time, they just bring up that one little word. See, in order for justice to work, you cannot interrupt or interfere with an investigation. They don't want Trump doing something. They don't want this or that. Oh, he's interfering. He's interfering. That's called obstruction. That's wrong. That's wrong. And then you people lick their butts. They know they got that million tongues out there lawed out, ready to lick the poop off the crack of their butt so they won't smell and look bad. They know they got your support, so they just continue with the lies. They continue with the junk, just like Isaiah 32:5-8 tells you. The garbage continues, the treachery continues, the treason continues, the villainous things they do continues. It all goes on and on and on because you got your tongue up their butts. Verse 8. Yes, I'm colorful. If you wasn't so ignorant, I wouldn't have to be so colorful, okay? Verse 8. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. You want to know what? Listen, verse 6. For the vile person will speak villainy. Let's back up here. The vile person shall no more be called liberal. That corrupt, that dirty, that vicious, that lying, that plotting, that scheming person will no longer be called liberal. Why? Because they'll be accepted. They'll be accepted. All the trash, the poop, the corruption, the stench, everything around them that's so abhorrible to the nose and to the life will be accepted. They'll be legitimized right within the midst of their shame. For the vile person will speak villainy, the liberal. The vile person will speak villainy. His heart will work iniquity, hidden deceptions and cheating and things. His heart will work iniquity. To practice hypocrisy, he'll speak things that are not so, but he'll get support because people accept it. And to utter error against the Lord, to speak fault against the very one that created truth and honor and just and respect and regard, the very essence of decency. He will err against the Lord, speak error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry. He will cause the people that actually long for hope, that actually long for justice, that actually long for decency, that actually long for an actual true working fairness, that actually long for things that give them an individual right. All right, he will utter error against the Lord. He will make empty the soul of the hungry. The soul of the hungry. He will cause the hopes of the hungry to fail, to fade, to go out. The light of hope, the light of fairness, the light of just things will go out. He will cause the soul of the hungry. He will make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Those that actually should be protected will be the ones that will hurt. Who does it? What does the Bible say does that? Who does the Bible say does that? The Bible says the liberal, the villainy, the villainous person, the cheater, the lying, the schemer, the plotting, does that to the other people and gets by with it because they have been legitimized. They have gotten acceptance, and they will continue it. They will continue that rot, that soul crushing action. They will continue it because people lick their butts. People accept the lies. They accept the treachery. They accept the villainy. They accept the cheating. They accept all this rot that this villainous person does. They've been legitimized. They accept all this stuff. And you know what? You know who pays for it? The person that actually hungers for justice. The person that actually wants hope. The person that longs for a true fairness. They're the ones that pay for it. It ain't the friggin' deviant that's in power that keeps manipulating everything around. It's that person that hurts. It's that person that hungers. It's that person that longs. They are the ones that pay for it. Who does it? Who does that to them? Who does that to them? The liberal does that to them. The liberal does it to them. You want to hear some more? Let me give you another little verse here. Oh, you'll love this one. Let me give you something else here to chew on. Now listen. You don't want to lose this. You don't want to lose this. You go right back up here where the vile person shall not be called liberal, nor the churl said to be the fool, nor, the Bible says the fool says there is no God, okay? There is no God. The Bible calls him a fool, okay? All right, now pay attention. Go down here. What I read you about the vile person will speak villainy, his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. All right, go down to verse 7. Now this is the fool. It's speaking of the fool, the churl, that person that says there is no God. Now listen, people, these two are, listen, my God, these two are like this. They're like this. They are like this. The instruments also of the churl, the fool, the instruments also of the churl are evil. Why? Because he has rejected the knowledge of a one true, honorable, just, righteous, upright, clean God. He doesn't want to know the decency of God. He doesn't want to know the honor of God. He does not want to know the goodness of God. He chooses to live in the rot of his mind, okay? Okay? The instruments of the fool are evil. Listen. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. What are these people doing? What is the Democratic Party doing now? I know there's some perverts on the Republican Party side too. I know that. But pay attention, people. Pay attention to who's making war against justice. Pay attention to who has set up lie after lie after lie. Pay attention to it. He deviseth. Instruments of the fool are evil. The instruments of the godless are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor. God showed me this after I've read it. I've read it who knows how many times before. But God pointed this out to me after the 2012 election. Barack Obama had gotten in office again. He pointed these 4 verses out to me. Actually, the day he showed it to me, I only read 2 verses, 5 and 6. It was a few days later before I actually went back and read some more out of the same passage, and that's when the 7 and 8 come in tied into it. The instruments of the fool, the godless, are evil. The godless are evil. They choose to be evil. They conjure evil. They work evil. They practice evil. The instruments of the fool are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Look what Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris and AOC and the squad, that whole friggin' bunch of sewage thinking people. Look at what they're saying. We're gonna give you a utopia. There's gonna be food for everybody. There's gonna be health care for everybody. There's gonna be housing for everybody. It's gonna be we're gonna give you a utopia. Everything is gonna be glorious. They ain't no freaking way in hell they can give you what they're promising you, people. It's not possible. The instruments of the fool are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. He creates, he conjures, he pumps up. He does things, creates the lies in his mind, and they roll off his lips because they've gotten into his heart. The Bible says, from the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. From the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. The lies are created in his mind. They're wallowed and followed in his heart. And then the abundance of the heart is willing to lie to the poor. The abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. The abundance of the heart he lieth to the poor. From the abundance of his heart, this plotting, this scheming, this treachery, from that abundance he lieth to the poor. He lies, he schemes, he plots against those that are in need. Now listen, this is the last part of that verse. To utter, go back down there. It says, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor, even when the needy speaketh right, truthfully, honestly, justly. People, the thinking of these liberals and these socialists, listen, let me tell you something. You better listen. You better get your head out of your butt. You better listen. The thinking of these liberals and socialists will get rid of you. The day you say, no, that's not right, they'll get rid of you. They'll get rid of you. You'll be the next one being bumped off. They get in power, it's over. The game is over. You've already accepted their rot. They get in power, you better never say no to them. You better never say no to them, because their agenda has been uncovered. Their thinking has been uncovered. They've lied, they've cheated, they've stole, they've done every damnable thing you can imagine, and you still got millions of people licking their butts. What does that tell you? It tells you when they get in power, they're going to do any friggin' thing they want to do, and you best not open your mouth. As it stands right now, people, Donald Trump is gaining ground. He's getting this nation back to an honorable essence, to where we're respected. He's getting us back to where our finances are trying to build back. But now listen, pay attention. It's been approximately 8 years ago, give or take a little bit. God told me they're crashing your economy. A few weeks later, he said you're being subdued. They're crashing your economy. You're being subdued. Donald Trump has saved this nation hundreds of billions of dollars by cutting trash. He's a businessman. He thinks about money. So when he took on the job, he's seen the ridiculous decisions and actions being done by this government. We had been driven in debt $20 trillion. You know, my mind cannot grasp how much $20 trillion, and don't tell me yours can, because it can't. $20 trillion to us is an unreal number. It's just a bunch of little numbers with little commas and stuff in them. We don't know what $20 trillion is. It's a number that cannot be reached. Okay, it's like looking through the Hubble telescope and looking to the end of the universe. We know it's out there, but we can't see the end of it. They're crashing your economy. He has saved this nation hundreds of billions of dollars, but yet we just borrowed another 1-point-something trillion dollars. Has it changed? Has it changed what God told me 8 years ago? They're crashing your economy. Has it changed? I know it definitely ain't if you leave it up to Congress. It definitely ain't if you leave it up to the liberals and socialists. It hasn't changed. Donald Trump is trying to turn it around and get us started back in a path that'll get us to one day we look at prosperity again. You know, the Bible says the borrower is a servant unto the lender. You borrow money from somebody, they own you until you pay that off. Until that debt is marked off. They own you. You are basically a prisoner of theirs. You owe them. Trump is trying to turn it around, but yet we just borrow another $1 trillion. Our debt went from, we started going back down. I think I'd seen here just a few months ago, they said that we were actually we'd actually was able to make a payment and not just the interest on our loan, that we were actually showing some progress just a few months ago, but now we borrow another 1 trillion dollars and our debt goes right back up. Liberals and socialists are promising you the friggin' world, a world that actually doesn't exist. There's no way in hell to get it. It doesn't exist. It's not real. They're promising you the world, but they're talking about $32 trillion or more debt. Just health care. Then Bernie Sanders put up something the other day that the homeless in America said we're going to get $2 trillion on housing. The numbers will not stop, people. They are what these people are talking is not even achievable. It's not even feasible to talk about it. because that is impossible. That utopia they're trying to paint for you is not achievable. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Not here. Not here. God can do it, but these people ain't God. These people ain't God. It's pitiful, people. People, you need to. I know there's other people out there speaking truth. I know that. I know God knows my heart, man. I am so thankful they're there. I am so thankful they're there. I want them to speak truth. I want more people to speak truth. But people, I'm not talking about being a Republican or being a Democrat. I'm not talking about being this or being that. I'm telling you what the Bible says, what God pointed out to me. I know for a friggin' fact this is going on. I have 100% confidence in this because I know God pointed it out to me. And that's we need. You don't need to be tossed around in the darkness of political thinking. You don't need to be led along by wringing your nose by some friggin' deviant that wants something, or has an idea, or a theory, or theology, or something. You need to know for a fact what's going on. This is going on. Isaiah, Old Testament Bible, Isaiah 32, 5 through 8. Is going on. It's taking place right now. Right now in the halls of power in America, it's taking place right now. This is not hearsay. This is not the Democratic Party saying, "Oh, we've got a whistleblower that said there was a witness that done this and that and whatever." This is not hearsay. This is right there for you to read. It's right there for you. Listen, that book was written, to what I can garner, around 5,000 years ago. People haven't changed. The evil hasn't changed. The love and the righteousness of God hasn't changed. It's still active. I'm not blowing in the wind, people. Share these videos. Share them with your friends. Share them with your church. Share them with your family. Share them with your acquaintances. They need to go back to the Bible, read it, and know that I'm speaking truth to you. I'm not blowing in no friggin' wind. I'm speaking truth to you. Share the videos. I don't have the money to boost my posts or my videos. I don't have that kind of money, man. I'm limited here. I'm on a fixed income. I've been cheated on 3 or 4 jobs in my life. I've been fired wrongfully, and it's cost me and my family. My wife and I had to sign up for my Social Security at 62. I was fired on a job. I filed a whistleblower lawsuit. My lawyer didn't do his friggin' job. After he filed a suit and sent out the interrogatory, he never touched a friggin' case for another year or longer. Year and a half. Never done anything. And the company that done the firing to me, they sent the interrogatories back, half filled out. Oh, we can't get to it. We're moving our office. It's all cluttered up. My lawyer never pushed it. Was he bought off? Was the judge bought off? Let me finish. I had to sign up for Social Security early just to have an income. My income bottomed out on me. I even asked for jobs at some little grocery stores as a carry-out boy here around where we live. There's not a whole lot of work where I live. But I even asked for none. My income bottomed out on me. I had to sign up for my Social Security at 62. I had to. I had no income. And now if I go back to work, I'm cheated out. My Social Security's locked in. If I could go back to work and work for 10 more years, and yet when I did retire again or I went back on social, I would only get what I'm drawing right now, or what little advancements ever, whatever few years, get another $20 extra. I'm limited. I can't boost my post. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there speaking truth. I know there's a lot of people out there speaking truth out of the Bible because they love God. They love righteousness. They love this country. They want to see the country prosper under justice, under honorable leadership, as much as I do, if not more. But I can't afford to boost my post. But I know for a fact what's going on. I know for a fact what's going on. You need to share the post, people. You know, the Bible talks about faith. You know, the story of the gospel, the message of the gospel, just the message alone is enough faith to be saved. Well, the Bible is all about faith. It's about hearing, believing, and accepting, and letting hope in a true, honorable God build up something within you, to give you hope, to give you a vision to come, to give you something to put your confidence in. The Bible's all about faith, but it's also all about grace. But you've got to believe something, people. You can't take the words of socialists and liberals and build a world on that. All this stuff is just ideas and opinions. And these ideas and opinions they're pushing, they don't agree with what creation and Word of God teaches. It's just ideas and opinions. There's enough faith in what I'm showing you, enough truth there for you to take hold of, and for other people to take hold of. Share my posts, share my videos. Have a good one.